guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and sitting down to the Gaming Dragon today. I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Moonlight Castle, Ryan's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not-safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. I sobbed, trying to shove words in between the hiccups. Liam grabbed the paper and quickly skimmed through. His face changed colors as it reached the end. I told you to wait for us. Why is it so hard to listen to me? His voice just broke me even further. It really was my fault. They were back after all. They truly did come back. Dylan and Blake walked into the entrance and the boulder was gone? Dylan, can you find him? Liam passed the letter over. Both Dylan and Blake gave it a quick read. Where have you been? We came to get Clyde and Patrice, but you two were missing. The wolf gently patted my back, but I was too emotional to explain. I wanted to find Ryan. I wanted to save him. I smell it. It's faint, but I do. Dylan ran back into the corridor, and Liam chased after him, leaving me behind. You should stay here. Let them hand... I knocked him away from me and sprinted after Dylan. Nobody was going to hold me in place. I swallowed the pain and pushed my tears away. This pain would have to wait and make space for the adrenaline running through my veins. Dylan and Liam were in the middle of that hallway, facing against costumed people? I didn't understand. I've never seen those outfits before. They were wearing long black capes with doctor's masks like Liam did. Oh god. Shit, it's getting tougher. There's so many of them. Can you get through? I watched as Dylan smashed through them with a pair of small knives, and surprisingly, they disappeared and faded away instead of bleeding like normal people. I can make an opening for you. The smell is at the end of the hallway. Didn't understand. I didn't get it. I just knew that Ryan was close, that Dylan was referring to him somehow, and nothing mattered more to me than seeing his face. So I backed away, charged up, placed my arms in front of my face, and pushed through before Liam could, leaving them both stunned for a second. What? Joel, don't go! This is dangerous! I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't care! Thanks to Dylan, I had to push through those people, and I continued to run. Ryan! 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 The door. I saw it. Just a little bit. I'm here. Ryan, I'm here! I'm so tired. I had reached my destination. My gas tank was now empty, and all the fatigue I ignored caught up to me. Then I saw him. I saw him. I saw him. Oh, God! I screamed like I had never thought I could. He was chained against the pillars, blood slowly pouring from his body and a lifeless look in his eyes. My body inched closer, afraid to receive the confirmation I so vehemently refused. Ryan, please, wake up! I touched his cold, empty body, the warmth he always had, that bright and shiny smile. Gone. Gone. It's all gone. Don't leave me, please, move! I gently shook him, seeing his body be at mercy of my strength, reacting only to gravity. It broke me. Why? Why would you do this to me? I dropped onto my knees, sputtering and puking. The pain was so strong, my gag reflex activated. I've been miserable, but you made it okay. What am I supposed to do now? How can you expect me to keep on living without you? Someone was there, too. Those unmistakable metallic footsteps were right behind me. Jesus. I sniffed and looked up, deeply fixated on the body of the person I loved, and smiled. Well, no matter. I'll be there with you soon. I felt someone's gentle hand shaking me. As my mind focused back on reality, a voice came through the darkness, one I longed to hear once again. There he was, calling my name with worry, causing me to slowly return to the world of the living. Joel, hey, wake up! Yo, what the fuck? Huh? I opened my eyes, and upon meeting Ryan's, my body instinctively reacted, jumping in his chest, giving him a hug. Did you have a nightmare or something? You look so messed up. Here, clean those tears. I moved away upon receiving a tissue and touched my face. He was right. I did cry. For some reason, I felt like I cried a lot already. What happened? I feel as though something important transpired and I should have remembered it. Oh, I didn't realize you got yourself a tattoo. He pointed at the hand holding the tissue and I saw a strange black circle around my wrist. The same size of a bracelet. I tried rubbing it off. Maybe Liam inked my arm because he's stupid like that. Nope, shit wasn't coming off. Everyone's waiting for us, shall we? Right, I must have fallen asleep while reading Liam's book. Would have to wait for when I'd when I'd get home to wash it off in the shower. Oh boy, you have a premonition, buddy? I walked out and stretched a little. There was a strange smell in the air I couldn't quite define. It felt familiar. I couldn't recall when or where or when I smelled this before, but I think I had. I was about to approach the group when I noticed Liam staring at me, whispering something to Dylan. Did I do something wrong? Oh, maybe my face. The redness on my cheeks was yet to leave me. Ryan waited for everyone to exit the car before locking it. I took our bag for the time being until the bear was ready to hold it. We gotta walk through that forest, huh? It's an awkward trail. Very easy to lose your footing and hurt yourself. Stay close to Dylan, then. He can easily hold you. This conversation, I could swear I'd heard it before, but that's not possible. There's no need to be scared. I'll help you cross safely. Oh, thanks. I look scared, but why would I? I have no reason to be. I'm just a little disoriented, I think. We walked through the main path and reached the old campfire site. This place felt nostalgic for some reason. It's only been one day, yet it didn't feel like that at all. I was following everyone else on autopilot, not really thinking about anything in particular. The forest wasn't a problem at all. It was almost as if I knew where I could walk without sliding off the edge. The smell I felt before was stronger, but somehow I wasn't bothered by it. I'd considered asking Ryan about it, but I held my tongue. He didn't seem aware of it. Probably because it wasn't food. I laughed in his direction. He gave me a confused look, followed by a little smile of approval. It felt as though we got a completely different meaning from what I had in mind. The old rusty gate was just a few steps away, so we took a small break to rest and gather up. And this is where Blake will check on Clyde. His concern for him is going to win out, and the two will take it out. I mindlessly said all that before it actually happened, and when it did, Ryan gasped and pointed at me. Can you read minds like Russell? It was embarrassing. His loud voice interrupted the group, and their eyes were on us for a few moments. I lowered my hat with shame until they shrugged it off and resumed doing their thing. Did you have to yell that? I mean, that was cool. I got excited and stuff. How did you know? I don't know. I just did. The castle's towers were now fully visible as we got closer to the main entrance. I remember that old fountain full of debris, built exactly in the middle of what could have been a small plaza in the past. I stopped at the border and looked behind me. Everything was fine. Was I trying to find anything? Yeah, being so weird tonight. I moved inside last and closed the door. Some people were complaining about the smell, the one I had sensed before. I had honestly forgotten about it. I wasn't affected by it. Instead, it saddened me. Only Russell, Liam, and Dylan can sense it, right? How did you... Okay, but what is it? Answer the question already. Liam held his tongue, uncertain about revealing that information. The ground's moving. An earthquake? Everyone out, now! Wait, don't leave! Liam tried to keep the group under control, but obviously there was no way to do that in such a dangerous situation. The most logical thing to do would be to open the door and run out until it passed. And I was there, literally next to the door. I should have opened it and walked out so that the others wouldn't run over me. Then why wasn't I doing it? It started weak, but slowly built its way up to a strong, violent movement. The kind that wouldn't let you walk without tripping. I don't want to die! Patrice was horrified, and before anyone could get out, he shoved us out of the way to attempt to leave first. He was going to hit me at this pace. I needed to move aside and let him leave. Why was I not moving? What was I doing? Was I going through stage fright or something? Another person, faster than Patrice and agile enough to not lose balance, sprinted through all of us and tackled the tiger down. Stay the fuck here! Dylan was now sitting on top of Patrice and yelled at us while blocking the way. I was confused and concerned. This wasn't the time to argue, but he was keeping us from leaving, sending glares our way. What are you doing? If this place collapses, we're gonna die! The tiger begged and cried from below, unable to set himself free, causing Ryan to take action. That's enough! Let him go! We can't stay here! Then it clicked and I remembered something. An image flashed before my eyes and I yelled at the top of my lungs to make a run for it. A rock slide! Get inside! I don't know if it's because I sounded genuinely terrified and it convinced them all to just do that. Just do what I had said, but they all did. Dylan lifted Patrice up against his will, and we all joined Liam in the middle of the lounge. Rocks began falling outside near the entrance where Patrice would have been. That quickly turned into a rock slide that ended up with a giant boulder crashing in front of the door, locking us in. A massive wave of dust and sand formed upon impact, creating a wall of smoke that decreased our visibility. We were all next to each other, away from danger and waiting for that mess to end. Well, you don't read minds. You can predict the future. Stop. That's 2 in a row. Tell me it's a coincidence. It fucking is. I hate agreeing with Ryan, but he's not completely wrong. Something's different about you now. Like you've changed the moment we left the car. I don't understand. You're not supposed to be like this. Hello? That doesn't matter right now. We should be focusing on looking for a way out instead. We can't leave. If you try that again, Dylan won't save you from becoming an omelet. What are you talking about? That was a coincidence, wasn't it? Please, nobody can artificially cause an earthquake. I don't expect you to believe everything I am saying, but at least understand that this place isn't the same as yesterday. He was right. I could clearly feel it. Someone was watching us. That presence alone was scarier than any smell the others mentioned before. I hope I'm not intruding, but Patrice isn't feeling well. That earthquake triggered an episode, and as much as I'd like to say the worst has passed, I'd prefer to keep him somewhere safe for now. Just a little bit of hyperventilating, don't worry about it. This was the best case scenario. I really dislike the sound of that. We can talk in the safe room then. It could be anywhere, and carrying Patrice around isn't a good idea. Don't worry, it's here, on the right. They all looked at me like I was an alien, and honestly, I would look at myself the same way because I realized what I had just said to them. I'm gonna have a small talk with you soon. Yeah, sure. Just focus on Joel instead of giving me a proper reason to not jump out of the window instead. Even if you did, Clyde wouldn't come because he believes that to be dangerous too. I could feel the killer glare coming from Blake. Fine, you'll get your answer soon. Hold on a little bit. Liam led us through the same hallway Ryan and I took yesterday and talked about the map. How it wasn't useful anymore and that we needed to assess the damages first instead of blindly walking around. I was still receiving that deja vu energy, but there was nothing else clear. Everything was vague and only my body seemed capable of piecing it back together. We were talking about the castle, but I wasn't paying attention anymore until we got to the dining hall. I joined Clyde at the table and saw him staring at the candles on top of wearing a concerned look. 8. There were 8 candles. They were scattered across the table, so it didn't hit me right away, but it was true. Exactly 8, the same as us. They're welcoming us. What's the problem? Thinking now. I didn't like that at all. Who was welcoming us? How could he smile at me like that after saying something so creepy? Did you put these here? Liam raised a brow, then laughed at the question. Of course I did. I came here alone, before you guys, and prepared these candles in advance to give you a little fright. Such a jokester I am. Dude, that's a legit question. You could just say no. Excuse me. Forgive me if it gets on my nerves when everyone sees something strange and always points their fucking finger at me. I knew coming here was a mistake. I'll look for a way out and come back once I find it. I'll help you, but first, hear him out. If Dylan will be by your side, then I have nothing to worry about. Everyone else should stay here and wait for us to return. Why? Ryan and I wanted to help as well. Are we in the way? He's been studying that book you gave him for a while now. I didn't expect it to be this bad. Stay here with Clyde and Patrice. When and where do we meet up? Here in 1 hour. I'll try to be done fast. Wasn't I supposed to return this book? I'll come back for it later. We don't know if the map is reliable anymore, so stay here. Sure, I suppose. Answer me, Liam. What was that smell about, and why can't I sense it? Liam turned in his direction, then fidgeted a little bit, wondering if he could give Blake the answer he wanted to hear, but eventually he gave in to his demand. It's the smell of death, that unmistakable stench of decomposed bodies. Another image flashed in my mind. I think I saw a bedroom and Ryan standing next to it. Liam's guess was correct, though, but I shouldn't be able to recognize it, let alone agree with him. Alright, I'm gonna pause it right there. Oh boy, what a wild fucking episode. Okay, so apparently our hero can go back in time. That's, weird. Interesting ability. I don't know. I'm a little, yeah, my best guess is that he has, precognition or something like that. So, that could come in real use later on. Definitely, especially when if he can, convince Ryan to not go fight the giant knight, because that was fucking stupid. Dude has a giant sword and lots of armor. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Armor. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access for not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!